What up, what up, what up? It's your favorite shit-talking squirrel, back for another YouTube video. So we got a couple interesting small claims court in Middleton's courtroom. God, I love small claims court, by the way. There's no lawyers. It's just, it's down and dirty. It's you versus me. You took my money. You didn't. I want it back. You stole this. It's the best. So yeah, we're going to get into it. There's a lot of drama. Should be fun. Let's get this.
Cassandra Fagino and Stephanie Pontius. Ms. Fagino, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You filed a claim for $605.04.
Yes.
I believe Stephanie Pontius is your daughter.
She is. And I have since contacted the court, and they were supposed to have fixed it with you because the amount that she used out of my bank was $2,199.14. And the cash that she had that was in my purse.
Let me stop you. We don't fix it. You do. And you filed it only asking for $605. Right. And she agrees that she owes that much money.
When I called the courthouse, they told me that when we were doing our via Zoom to bring this up to you.
Yes, she did. And so your choices are to dismiss this case and start over again. You served a lawsuit on her that says she owes $605, and she agrees that she owes that amount. You can't now show up and say, well, by the way, she owes me $2,400. So we can dismiss and start over again, or you can accept the judgment for $605 plus costs.
Yeah, I can't do that because she's owed it to me for too long. You know, I was dying in the hospital when she took my card and used it. She had no permission to use it. She's got my silver diamond bracelet, tennis bracelet. She just
all right, how much do you believe that she owes you?
The cash that I had was $449, and then what she spent off my card was $2,199.14. Minus
how much was cash?
$449 minus $1,300 that they paid my rent with twice, but they paid themselves back for that.
All right, well, that's not what your claim asked for. Your claim asked for $605.
Right.
And she agrees that she owes it.
Yeah, with the way that my vision is and everything that happened, I had a hard time that day.
All right, I'm going to give you 21 days to amend your complaint.
Okay.
I won't make you start all over again.
Okay. All right, yeah, because I've got a good bank statement here that's I just got everything on there that she did, and she knew when I got out of the hospital that I wasn't going to have any money or anything like that. They have fired me.
Well, you can't file a lawsuit and then change the rules in the middle of the game.
No,
and
no,
she
I'm not
doesn't know
to,
that
sir.
you're asking this amount of money.
No, I'm not trying to, sir. And,
yes, you are.
No,
you filed
I'm
this
not.
lawsuit, and now you claim that she owes about $2,500. I'm not even exactly clear how much it is, but it's more than $2,199.
Yeah.
So rather than dismiss it and make you pay the filing fee again, I'm just going to give you 21 days to amend it.
Okay.
And then when you amend it, she gets notice, we'll set it for a hearing. If you don't, I will enter this consent.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it.
All right. 21 days to file an amended complaint listing how much you believe she owes you and the reasons why.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. You're good to go.
You have a good day.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's 3 down. And what's your name again?
Corinne Creel.
Yeah, Miss Creel is here on the other half of. So you're Jenny Norris. You were Jennifer Lynn Cranebrink Thompson.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll get to you in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
This is a video version of a public courtroom. You're all welcome to see the case ahead of yours, but once upon a time you'd be sitting here in the courtroom. All right, next case is about dirt. We're going to take up the matter of Aaron Arnett versus John Pozniak. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, sir.
All right. Miss Arnett, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. I'm going to ask you to both raise your right hand. Do you both swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
Yes.
Miss Bennett, I'm not sure who you've got with you, but they're doing hairstyling here live on a television feed. And so maybe they ought to get off camera to do that.
Yeah, sorry.
I could use some hairstyling, but don't do it here. Everybody at my class reunion asked me when I was going to retire and when I was going to cut my hair. I said, I don't know. So let's start with this one. It's a claim for $3,392 plus cost. The file number is 23760. Ms. Arnett claims that she sold some soil, topsoil, and other dirt to the defendant, and he has failed and neglected to pay topsoil, fill dirt, delivery fee, and sales tax. Aaron, I don't know if you can charge sales tax on a delivery fee. It's not a product. I don't know the answer to that. Anyway, Mr. Pozniak submitted a different invoice, and he believes he only owes $200, and the invoice he got was $60 topsoil, $50 fill dirt, and $100 delivery fee, and tax $222.60. Well, he didn't even pay that. This was delivered in May of 2022. So let's start with you, Ms. Arnett. There's two different invoices. He has one and you have one.
Yes.
Tell me about what happened.
Well, it was the end. We sold our business. So we were open before our auction for a couple of weeks. And right at the end of that, he had come into Prairie and ordered dirt. And he came into me and told me that he wanted his dirt. He wanted half and half fill dirt and half topsoil. And I relayed that to the drivers and they took it to him. And Randy gave me some bills to do. And the one I did for him, the first one was wrong. I made a mistake and I did the wrong bill. And the day he came in, he paid it that day. And when I talked to Randy that night, he said, no, that's wrong, Aaron. You know, this is this person's bill, not this person's. So he gave it to me. And I called him the next day and kept his check and told him on a message that that's what happened, that I would be mailing the check and his other bill to him. And that I was using the address on the check. And I never got a call back or anything. And I mailed it to that address and I got it back because that was not the correct address. So I found his correct address and I sent it to him. And I never heard anything. I called him and left a message, I think in July last year. And then in August, I used my daughter's phone to call him. And when he answered, he said, I just can't believe how big this bill is. I just, you know, I don't want to pay this. And that was all there was to it. And then I sent him a couple statements and I put my cell phone on and said, I just want to talk to you about this, you know, and he never called me back. I tried again in October. I didn't get him. And then I finally got him in November 18th. I talked to him. And I told him that, you know, I know there might be a problem with this because, of course, he told me he didn't believe we brought that much dirt or anything like that. I tried to compromise and he told me to think about it for a couple of days and I never heard back from him. And here
Well,
we are.
what was delivered?
Well, there was 100 yards of topsoil and 100 yards of fill dirt that was delivered to him. And he never called me and told me there's too
All right,
much
well,
dirt
slow
here or
down.
anything.
How much is 100 yards of topsoil?
Well, topsoil runs per yard, $12 a yard. And the fill dirt's less, it's $10 a yard.
All right, so you've got 100 yards of topsoil at $12, which is $1,200. 100 yards of fill dirt at 10,
Yes.
which is $1,000. So that's $2,200. And a $1,000 delivery fee. Tell me about that.
20 yards, it's $50 a load. We take 10 loads of each. We charge $50. And by state law, you do have to charge tax on delivery fees now.
Okay. So $50. And you took 20 loads?
Yes, 10 yards in each load.
All right, Mr. Puzniak, what do you say? That's a lot of dirt.
It is. So I obviously I've been thinking about this for a while, so I got a lot to say about it. So I bought this property around my house, and I needed some dirt. So obviously Aaron and Arnett's is close to the house. So obviously I wanted to use them. They were closing or retiring. So I went in there when they were having their liquidation sale, and for dirt wasn't the only thing I bought. I bought $2,000 in trees. I've been using Arnett's for years. So, I mean, it was quite a surprise that, the amount of dirt that was delivered was twice the amount I wanted. But when me and Aaron were talking at Arnett's, they didn't even know if they had enough time to deliver the 20 or as many loads of dirt as possible because they were closing the doors. So by the time we ended there, we had an agreement on 10 yards of dirt, 10 truckloads of dirt as stated on the original invoice. Now, I know that 10 truckloads of dirt should be issued a little bit higher than that, but when I left Arnett's that day, I was more than willing to pay the $1,600 to $1,700 bill that should have came on board. When I pulled into Arnett's and paid the bill in good faith, I figured that the matter was closed and Arnett's was giving some type of deal, but to hear some type of, 10 times the amount of an invoice coming in, it's just a little overwhelming. So,
now your letter says you agreed on 5 yards of topsoil and 5 yards of fill dirt. Aaron, why would you take double the amount he owed and go all the expense? So what do you know about that?
Well, that was a bill for somebody else. And when I made up the bills, I just put it in his name. And
no, but you say you delivered
200.
And he says, I didn't order that much dirt.
10 truckloads, which would be 100 yards, not 200.
Yes.
So when I saw the 5 truckloads or 5 and 5 on the original invoice, I figured that was, I just figured that's what it was.
Yeah, the original invoice is screwy. 5 yards of topsoil, 5 yards of fill dirt at $12 is $60, and 5 yards at $10 is $50. So, and that's in his name and the delivery fee. So whether it's right or wrong, if the next invoice is way over and above that, 100 yards of topsoil rather than 5 yards of topsoil. So that's a big difference. And that's 20 truckloads of dirt. And he said he didn't get 20 truckloads of dirt.
There were 10 piles at my lodge.
He did get 20 truckloads of dirt. I have a witness here that was one of the drivers.
Well, all right. Was there some sort of invoice for what he ordered?
No.
Because
no, there wasn't. He
so
talked
he just
to
says, hey,
Perry.
bring me some dirt, and you just kept going till you ran out of dirt, or how was it determined how much you got?
No, I think he placed an order with Prairie before he talked to me. He came in and I just took, he said, I want half and half. And that's what I got.
Who's Prairie?
Well, Prairie is our other business. It's a materials business. And so, you know, he just came in after that had closed and said, this is what I want. And he had talked to them, but they're not here. You know, nobody's here because we're closed now.
Hey guys, so I just want to hop in really quick. So I work in construction. I work in sales and management of a small construction company out of New England. And although I'm not in this exact industry, I can definitely speak to logistics of the sale, delivery, and execution of goods and services in the construction industry. I have certain clients and customers that I would accept what we call a verbal, you know, a handshake deal, more or less. You know, you have customers that are regular customers. They call you and say they want X, and you say, no problem, I'll be there X date at this time. Sounds good, they pay their bill. Both parties are happy. Anything in excess of $1 to $2 grand, I'm getting a signed contract. I don't care if you're my best friend. For this exact reason. You don't send, sounds like 10 grand worth of dirt just because some guy says, yeah, send it to me. Because of this fucking exact problem. They deliver all the dirt and he says, I didn't order all that. So what, now you're going to pay your guys to go back and scoop all that dirt back up? What is this lady thinking? What kind of fire from the hip, rapshod fucking underground dirt company they're running? That they don't have paperwork to back up this purchase? And furthermore, the business is now under and they're trying to get this money like posthumously? Oof. This is it's going to be a tough case, especially not having any paper trail or a lawyer. This is oof. Yeah, I see why he stopped answering the phone calls. They're you know, yards yards apart, so to speak. You know, to use their own terminology. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Not looking good for them. Gotta say, this is bad business practices. I would never send out that much dirt without exact terms being laid out, and the customer knew exactly what they're getting and how much it was going to cost. That's me.
Well, how was it determined as to how much he was ordering? Was there a how much he was ordering and how much it cost?
Well, he knew the prices of each you know, yard, and then he told me at the time that he wanted.
How did he know that?
Well, he talked to Prairie about it.
Well, Prairie's not here.
Well, we're Prairie.
All right. Well, so is there a price list on the wall that says topsoil?
Yeah, there's a price list that was on our website and everything, and there was a price list over there. Yes, sir.
But it was also as the time
Just a minute.
Sorry.
Miss Arnett, you're the plaintiff. You have the burden of proving this. Right now, well, you shrug your shoulders. I mean, you don't just throw some spaghetti against the wall and hope it'll stick. This bill is all screwy. It's 2 years old. There's no purchase order or anything to show how much was purchased or what it was to be purchased for. You say he got 20 truckloads and he says he got 10. You didn't see it. What you know was told to you by somebody else. So the first bill, these are in two different places, was dated March 19th.
May.
5 yards of topsoil, 5 yards of fill dirt, and a delivery fee, $222.60. So he said he went down to pay it. Then at some point after that, on May 23rd, he sent him another bill with 100 yards of topsoil and 100 yards of fill dirt, which is a big difference. So I'm trying to determine how he decided, what he said that made you believe he wanted 200 yards of dirt. It's a lot of dirt.
Well, that's what he had ordered.
Okay, but how do you know that he ordered that?
Well, that's what I was told.
Yeah, so you're right. Someone told you. We don't know who it is or when it was told. So in regular court, that's hearsay. You couldn't even get it in. That person would have to come in and say, he ordered that dirt from me. Who was that person?
Darcy Rife.
Darcy Wright?
Rife.
Darcy Rice told you he
Right.
wanted
Mm-hmm.
200 yards of dirt.
Yes.
May I intervene here, Your Honor?
Yeah, I will let you in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
But there was no purchase order or anything filled out to reflect that.
No.
Just done verbally.
Yes.
And someone told you they delivered 20 yards of dirt. 200 yards of dirt. Who told you that?
Well, my husband is one of the drivers, and the other driver was Jeff Sager.
But you didn't actually see the dirt?
Nope, I didn't see the dirt.
All right, Mr. Puzniak, what do you say?
Well, it was just about when I went in there to order from Prairie Material, they weren't even sure that they could do the order because they were in the liquidation stage of their business. And that's when Darcy directed me to go speak with Aaron. And me and Aaron spoke right kind of outside the building. And I clearly remember telling her after I knew the prices for the things that 10 yards would be the max that I would want. And you know, to be billed twice that is just, sorry, but it's not okay. Sorry.
It's not twice, it's 10 times.
Well, yeah, but the original amount of the 10 yards of dirt, I was estimating the cost of that to be between about $1,400 and $1,700. So it's basically, she invoiced me for double the amount of dirt that I believe that I purchased.
All right, well, you're not any better than she is.
I know.
You didn't give them a specific number. 10 yards of dirt. Well, you got 200 yards of dirt, allegedly. What did you do with it all?
Well, I bought a house that used to be a meth house. It's 5 acres right at the edge of Steers Road. And it needed dirt. So the dirt was to be used to bring that property back to life, I would say a little bit. So
were you filling in low spots or a ravine or just spreading it for a yard?
Just a yard. There was some holes that needed to be filled in and some topsoil would be used to push around to level it out. So it just needed some yard work, a lot of yard work.
All right, well, apparently it did because you say there were 10 piles of dirt.
Oh, yeah. One of the things when it was ordered is I saw, before I went into Arnett's, I went and counted the hills. There was 10 hills. And so when I went in and saw that invoice from Aaron and I saw the number 10, if you had the 5 and 5 come together, I figured that was just the 10 loads that they brought out. You know, if that invoice would have been, you know, the amount that I thought it would have been, I would have paid that one too. So it's not a matter of paying what's right. It's a matter of paying what I believe is right. If that makes sense.
All right. So the original check that you paid, Miss Arnett, you never cashed that check. You returned it to him?
Exactly.
All right. For a couple different reasons. One, he says 10 loads. She says 20. neither one of you have a written invoice or written purchase order, and you did accept all this dirt, at least 10 loads. I'm gonna divide this in half. I find for the plaintiff 3392 divided by 2 is $1,696 plus $83.50 in cost is $1,779.50. That's due within 21 days. You got the dirt. Neither had a specific invoice, but you acknowledged 10 loads were sent. $169,166. There's also some discrepancy about the debt. I mean, the address. Is the 14160 address correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I find
780 White Pigeon Street is my old address in town, so yes.
All right. Well, you got what you thought, about $1,700 worth of dirt. So you owe that $1,779, and Ms. Arnett's address is on the judgment. We'll clean it up, and that'll go out in the mail. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I split the claim in half. And sometimes that's the closest way to get to the middle. All right, you're both free to go. We'll send you a copy of that. How are they doing out there with their discovery?
Well, there you have it. I don't know. If this dirt company, if what we saw today is any indication of how they're running their business, I'm not entirely shocked they went under. I hate to say it, but just like every step of this was all fucked up. They took his order verbally. The lady who actually sent the dirt didn't even know what she was sending. She sends him the wrong invoice, and then after they send him the right one, he still disputes that he didn't get. They're still overcharging him. So this was literally every step of the way. This was all effed up. From the second he walked in there and said, "Hey, give me some dirt," they just bungled it. Honestly, I wouldn't have even taken this to court. I would have just. I don't know, taking the L. I mean, they wasted everybody's time, and the judge basically ruled in his favor anyways. I don't know what she was expecting. She came in there with no evidence to back up what she was claiming. She had a witness. I mean, you can get anybody, for, especially if they're on your payroll. They have a financial interest to testify in your favor. That's stupid. Yeah, I'm glad that Middleton did what he did. I think that that was really the only outcome that would make any sense. So yeah. There you have it. First hearing was nuts, by the way. The daughter steals her mom's car, her jewelry, and her money while she's in the hospital? What the fuck was that about? Ugh. I guess she was paying her bills for her or something? I don't really know what the deal with that was, but holy cow. That was awful. I felt awful for both parties in that one. That's got to be... There's more to that story, whether it's substances or crime or God knows what. But holy moly. There you go, guys. Couple of dirty hearings for you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!